And at one point, it was a rare question about the workers. And a guy at BayShare, it's kind of a sharing economy booster organization in the Bay Area, said, well, you know, I know that a lot of people are talking about how taxi drivers are losing their jobs because of Lyft and Uber, but I really care about the customer's experience. And that was it. Nobody else wanted to talk about the worker. That was it. It was shut down. So I think that I haven't thought nearly as much about the customer's experience as a kind of a reaction to that.
When I went out to San Francisco last month to get Anders started on this project, we visited Susie at her place in Oakland. She's just beginning a night fellowship at Stanford, where she'll be doing a long-form project about the sharing economy. She says it will most definitely feature workers, but she also hopes to tackle the ideology driving these businesses and the people who use them.
I think there is this other layer of kind of an ideology around the sharing economy. It's a weirding of labor. It's changing what work is. When Lyft first started, it was drive and meet new friends. That was it. And then I think they realized a little later on, oh yeah, we have to motivate people with money because that's the only reason they're actually going to do this. But the ideology, I think, behind a lot of this stuff is still, this isn't really work. This is fun. You're doing this because it's fun. Or you're just between things, and this is just to tide you over for a little while. It's not really work. It's not really a job. It's a philosophy, I think, on top of all of these other things where everybody's an entrepreneur and they tell you, you're just using our platform. We're partners in business. This is kind of the whole idea that fuels the sharing economy. You need to make money. Well, what do you have that can derive income for yourself and for your family? You have a home. Rent out your home. You have a car. Drive people around. You can cook meals in your house and have people come and pay you as though you're a restaurant. These are all really kind of sad and desperate things that are not what any of these people would choose to be doing for work, which I think gets lost in this kind of sharing economy idea that it's all about the service, it's all about sharing with friends, it's about meeting people, but the only way that you're going to get people to do this is if they really need money. And so many people are doing this because they do really need money, because our economy is in the trash and we won't acknowledge it.
Companies like Uber, businesses that depend on independent contractors to do business, will most likely have to be forced by governments to call their workers workers. And this could happen. In California, there are cases being argued in the courts right now regarding these very issues. But Susie, who's a freelancer herself, believes the problem we need to solve is systematic, not semantic. Because the sharing economy just might be the future of all work.
I think that the solutions are not nearly as obvious. It's not super clear what there is to fight for. The first thing is, well, you could fight to be an employee. And people are doing that. There are these class action lawsuits against Uber and Lyft for them to classify their drivers as employees. But beyond that, I think there's kind of this kind of crisis of imagination. That people are having a hard time knowing what it is that they need or what they would want, because we haven't ever really figured out what to do about freelancers, either freelancers like me or freelancers in this sharing economy. I can rely on myself and my hustle far more than I think I can rely on someone else to have my best interests at heart. And so in a way, I am very bullish about the future of freelancing. I just think that in general, all work is moving toward a more precarious kind of setup, and I don't think we can effectively push back against that. I don't think that we can fight that in a way that's really going to make things better for people as soon as possible, and it really needs to be as soon as possible.
All right, thank you.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, how are you?
I'm well. Yourself?
Good, good. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Have a good one.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it. Have a good weekend.
Yeah, you too.
Hi.
Hey, how are
Thank
you?
you so much.
The people who use Washio are hands down the nicest group of customers I've dealt with so far. Although, maybe friendly's a better word? Or, actually, they might just all be ashamed. Hey,
How's it going?
good, how are you?
Good.
All right,
Thank
you. Have a good one. Jinx. Washio is an app for having somebody like me pick up your dirty clothes and return them, washed and folded. They call us drivers the Washio Ninjas. I don't do any washing, though. That happens in their headquarters, which are right across the street from the courthouse, in between all the bail bondsmen. That's where I pick up all the clean clothes at the beginning of my shift. But I've never even seen any of the washers. They are on an even more secret, hidden level of this whole sharing economy pyramid. I wonder if they're employees. I've been trying not to be judgmental, but some of the people at the top of this pyramid are kind of ridiculous. Like the guy who lives next to the laundry room in his building. Maybe that's why he asked me to leave his clean clothes outside his door. Ever since I started doing all this work for the podcast, I've been realizing that I run into sharing economy workers everywhere I go. On my last Washio order, I arrived at the customer's door at the same time as a middle-aged black guy with a white paper bag. 36?
Oh.
All right.
You with Caviar you are too?
No, I'm with Washio.
What the hell is that?
It's for laundry. I'm picking up somebody's laundry.
How sick it is.
Then, a shirtless young guy opened the door, took his food, and gave me his dirty laundry. And he thanked us both profusely. The thing about Washio, though, is it's actually one of the best companies I've worked for this past month. It's not very stressful, there are no lines, and it's all residential, so usually there's parking. And it pays pretty well, $10.10 per stop. So with 14 stops in 5 hours, I made $28 per hour before expenses. And that was on my first day. But the real reason Washio is so great for us is because there's no illusion of choice. There's no accepting or rejecting jobs. There isn't even an acknowledge order button. You are assigned all your drop-offs at the beginning of the day. And then you are told every single thing to do after that by the app. The idea that I'm an independent contractor is a total joke. This is work. This morning, I was doing some drop-offs for Washio, and I had the strangest encounter. I ran into this guy wearing a bright cyan jacket. He was a parking valet, working for a company called Lux. The one sharing economy job I told Benjamin I just would not do. You working for Lux?
Yeah,
How do you like it?
it's cool. It's
Yeah?
cool. Yeah, it's a very flexible schedule. I mean, some people work 10 hours a week, others do like 60 hours a week. Yeah, I like it.
Nice. I'm with Washio.
What is Washio?
Oh, it's like picking up
Mobile
laundry.
laundry service?
Yeah.
Oh, cool, man. Okay.
Exactly. I'm terrified of Lux. I heard the pay was good, but I'm just terrified that I'm going to scratch somebody's car. Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
I can fuck up my car.
I had a dinger the other day, man. It was like on my second day alone. I was so bummed out. It was like a brand spanking new Toyota Tacoma. I felt so bad. It was this parking lot right on I think 55 Pine. You go up to the top, and it's so fucking small to get out of that damn thing, man. And I just was so worried that I was gonna hit the front right that I ended up hopping the thing and did the rear left instead. You know, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
man. But so
it's
what
scary.
happens? Is it okay?
Well,
or?
there's $1 million, I think it's like $1 million coverage per driver that covers like the umbrella. But what happens is if the damage is over 500, then we have to pay that's okay. We have to pay the $500 deductible out of our own pay. They take like increments of it each week if it comes down to that. If it's less than $500, then they do the same thing. They'll just say, hey, do you realize what happened? You admit to it. You can contest it if you want, but you're hired on as an independent contractor, so it's, you know, you're kind of on your own. So, yeah, if anything happens and it's over 500, I got to pay the $500 deductible, and that's it. If it's under, then whatever that is. So,
yeah, okay.
Yeah,
it could be worse.
It could. It is scary. I'm going to tell you, man. I'm not going to sit here and go, oh, I'm going to do this. I'll be straight. I'll do this 50 hours a week and I'm good. No, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to do this and do some other things, but it's cool money for now.
Yeah.
You know?
Were you doing any other of the apps? Like Lyft driving or anything like that?
No. Actually, I haven't even played around with the app. I mean, Lyft Lyft? Can I use that with this job, or is that something separate? Like,
well, I mean, if you used it.
Oh, use it myself.
I think you could do it on the side. You know.
Really?
Yeah. For a second, I thought about trying to get the guy signed up for Lyft. If he did 50 rides in 30 days, then we could both get $500. That would cover his Lux bill. But I decided against it in the end. This poor guy does not need any more of the sharing economy. He's shared enough.
You have been listening to Benjamin Walker's Theory of Everything. This installment is called InstaSurfs Part 2.
This episode was produced by myself, Benjamin Walker, with Andrew Calloway, and we had help from Celeste Lai and Mathilde Biot. Special thanks to everyone we talked to this time around, especially Susie Cagle. You can find all of her work at susie-c.tumblr.com. Our series will conclude in 2 weeks, and we're going to try something special this time. On July 9th, after Part 3 of InstaSurfs goes out, we're going to have an online discussion party. There's a lot to talk about when it comes to the sharing economy. And you can join me, Andrew, and a few special guests as we dig deeper into some of the questions this series raises. For more info on that, go to spoken.am and be sure to sign up. Invites are limited, and obviously the main reason I'm doing this is to hang out with you all. You can find a link in the show notes, but it's pretty easy to remember. Spoken.am. Also, special thanks to our sponsor this week, Parachute. Parachute is an online luxury bedding brand based in Venice Beach. They've created a line of everyday bedding essentials to enhance your sleep. Sheets, pillowcases, duvet inserts, and cashmere blankets. Their sheets are made of 100% long staple Egyptian cotton. And they're manufactured in a mill in Tuscany that's been weaving bedding for nearly 80 years and then shipped to your door. Parachute cuts out all of the licensing and distribution fees so you can experience luxurious bedding for less. If you're like me and you wouldn't know where to start on making such an important purchase, after all, you do sleep naked with your sheets, visit the Parachute blog where you'll find all kinds of helpful tips like choosing the right bedroom color, interpreting your dreams, how to wash your sheets better, all kinds of things I never learned at home. It is difficult to do the whole bed thing right, but it can be done. Visit parachutehome.com/theory and get started. And Parachute is offering Theory of Everything listeners $25 off your first order. Just use the offer code THEORY. That's parachutehome.com/theory. Enter Theory for $25 off at checkout and start sleeping better today. This show is a proud member of Radiotopia from the Public Radio Exchange. Radiotopia is a collective of some of the best podcasts being